I am Lo-Fi Thrasher Lenny Blade, and this is the Retrohunter Thailand show. And I come to you from out of Korat in northeastern Thailand. And I found something really interesting on Facebook Marketplace I wanted to talk to you about. And it's... if you've watched my channel for any length of time, you would know that I'm into retro games. Like retro video games. I've done a few videos about that, but what I saw on Facebook Marketplace, I just couldn't I couldn't pass this up. It's a Sega Genesis, or a Sega Megadrive actually. It's called the Sega Megadrive 2. It's a Japanese console, and it looks like the real deal. So you know, it's still in the box, shrink wrapped from the factory and everything. It was 690 baht. And I'm like, what is this? Is this a toy? Is it the real thing? Is it one of those, you know, emulation boxes that you can get? And that's the thing. This seems, I mean, I looked at the picture and it seems like it plays cartridges. Or I know it plays cartridges because it comes with like a multi-cart with a couple of games on there. And nowadays, most of these like newly manufactured retro games are basically emulators. And emulation is good, but it's not perfect. You know, you always have, or almost always have, lagging in the controls, and sometimes the sound doesn't sound quite right. So that's why I like to use like original hardware to play my games. So I do have quite a few Sega Megadrive cartridges. Actual original cartridges, and some copies as well. But so when I play retro games, I like to use the original hardware to get like the real experience. So I'm really interested to see what this is. So I found this on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, let's open it up, see what it comes with, and try it out and see whether it works or not. So let's do this. Alright, so here we have it. And yes, as you can see, as I open the package, it is indeed a brand new Sega Megadrive 2 from Japan. Pretty amazing stuff. And here is the multi-cartridge as well. 138 games in one. So this cartridge holds 138 games. Now, this cartridge is probably not licensed because it wasn't shipped. It wasn't like a packed-in game or anything. It was just shipped together with the console. A little bit on the side there, you see. Now the console, it looks like it's legit, you know, it has all the Sega logos and the Sega seals and all of that, so it looks like that's at least officially licensed. It weighs nothing, I can tell you right now. Holding it in my hands, I feel like I'm holding nothing. So it's definitely made cheaper than the original Sega Mega Drive, but as long as it works, I'm happy. I will have no complaints, and as long as it plays, you know, that multi-cart that it came with, I'm happy. I also hope that it plays all of my other cartridges that I already have. I have a couple of originals, and I also have a couple of copy cartridges, or ICs, as they call them in Asia. So we will try out all of them as well later on. So yeah, I'm still amazed that they managed to manufacture it so cheaply as to sell it for 690 baht brand new. So, well, let's check it out. Alright, and opening the box now and see what comes with the box. So it comes with the two controllers, and the controllers feel very light and cheap, but they don't feel, you know, they feel alright. They just feel very light, which is to be expected. And it comes with a power brick, which is modern, the kind you use to charge cell phones and whatnot. And it comes with a mono AV cables. This is a mono system. Okay, so I can see where they saved money right away here on the mono stuff. But again, it is a cheaper product, so I didn't expect any more. And as always, when you hook up Japanese or American systems in Thailand, don't forget to use a transformer. Alright, so I got it all hooked up and good to go. And I'm trying out the multi-cart first, the 138 in 1 multi-cart, and I don't get a visual, which is not good. There is no LED light either that says whether the system is on or off, another thing they cheapened out on, but I just can't get a visual. And the reason was that the AV cable that came with the system was a little bit faulty, and that's unfortunate because the other end of the AV cable has a pretty unique pin setup, so it's not something that you can just replace easily. So I did eventually get it working, spoiler, but I had to try out a few different things. It turned out that it was just a bad connector, so after I cleaned it and sort of wiggled with it a little bit and really punched it far into the outlet from the TV, it did work, but it was a chore. I'll show you what I tried to do. So first I tried to use one of my old AV extension cords. You know, maybe that had a better connection, I thought, but it was still the same. And then I tried out my original AV cable from my original system. Just, you know, I was hoping that it wasn't the system itself that was faulty, because that would be that would be pretty bad. So I went and I got my original cable from my other system, my original Sega Megadrive system, and it turns out that it does not fit because the pins at the end of the AV cable are different. I guess it's because it's mono, this one, the cheaper one. But after I cleaned it and everything, I did get it. It's time to check out the games. So let's start with the 138 in 1 game cartridge that came with my system, not packed in, but sort of on the side, as you saw there when I opened the package. So this is obviously an unlicensed collection of games, but as you can see, it does work, and there are quite a few good games on here, and you would expect a lot of shooters and a lot of beat-em-ups for a Sega Mega Drive compilation, because those genres were sort of the strongest, together with sports, you know, a strong part of the Sega Mega Drive library. So let's try out one of my old favorite games for the Commodore Amiga, which is where, as a kid, where I experienced most of my 16-bit gaming. So yeah, this is Midnight Resistance, and this was one of my old favorite games on the Commodore Amiga. So yeah, it works well. The music sounds great. It plays well, you know. So this is all very good. And I also tried out my original and my copied cartridges, and they all work. Okay guys, I might have to retract my previous statement when I said that this is a licensed product, because I found out that it has 180 games in the internal memory. So, but I've seen this with other consoles, and what's funny about these games is that they're either like super simple games, you know, programmed by a university student, intern at the company or something like that, or it's poorly executed originals, you know, badly emulated kind of things. You know, they just took an emulation file and put it on the cartridge, or they're hacks, and they can be pretty interesting, you know. So you get like Mario, Sonic, and you have Mario running around in what's it called, Green World, you know, that first Sonic level or something like that. But so I'm not gonna try all of these, but I will try a few of them. And this is obviously an asteroid clone, what you can see here, and you know, those kind of games are to be expected. So I remember this game on, and there was an asteroid clone on the Vectrex, if anyone remember that system. What was it called? Minefield? Mine Blast? Something like that. Anyways, let's try one of the originals. Let's try out Sonic 1 here.
Alright, so we have, so far so good, you know, we have the Sonic logo and the Sonic shout. And oh my god, can you hear the music? Oh my god, this is so bad, it's too slow. And everything, oh man. And it's lagging, and oh man, this is terrible, guys. But anyways, what I'm gonna use this system for is just to play my old cartridges, my originals and my ICs. And it works for that, so I can't fully recommend this 100%, but if you do have a couple of cartridges at home that you want to play, then get it. Alright, see you next time.